Hey, Kat. How are you? Cool. So, flams. You're working on your right-handed flams. So, left hand hits first, right hand hits second. Those all look good. It looks like it's getting a little more comfortable. If anything, we'd want to tighten them up. They're a little bit spaced apart. I heard a bunch in there that were really good, but I'd say most of them were a little bit spacey. So, here's what we want. So they're pretty close together, right? A lot of yours were a little bit more like this. Right, so you know the deal. We've been talking about this for a while. So I know it's hard. That side is hard for us right-handed players. So just be aware of it as you continue to practice it. Just try to make them a little bit tighter because you just you have a tendency to make them further apart. No biggie. So I would say I think we can push this into the next step, which could be a little tricky. And that is alternating between the two sides. And for now, we'll still leave the metronome out of this, and let's just go super slow, leaving space between each flam to sort of realize what you just played before playing the next one. It doesn't really matter which side we start with, but I guess let's start with a left-handed flam, because that's easier for us. So we're going to go left-handed flam, take a little break. Right-handed flam, take a little break. Repeat. So we're alternating. Okay, so here we go. Left-handed flam. Okay, that one was pretty good. I like that. And now I'm going to do a right-handed flam. That was pretty good. Now I go left-handed flam. Right-handed flam. Left-handed flam. Right-handed flam. Okay, makes sense. And notice how much space I'm putting between each flam. It is not about speed. I'm going way slower than what you're showing me on the videos. And what you're showing me is fine, but feel free to go slower. Like that's really, I mean, it's not even in time technically, but I'm just putting a lot of time between each flam. I really want to let my brain process what just happened and give it a chance to sort of analyze what just happened too. Because if I play a flam like this, I should have time for my brain to say, oh, you know what? That was a little too far apart. Okay? Let me try again. And then do the other side. I forget what side that was. Anyways, you get the idea. So, alternating flams, super slow, giving yourself time, being patient with yourself. This could be hard. Just go very slowly. It's easy to get these things mixed up. So, cool. I guess that's it for flams. Moving on to rim shot. Okay, so I'm just looking at my notes here. You had some good rim shots in the beginning, and then sort of the rest of the video it was like all head, no rim shot. So they weren't rim shots at all. So I don't know if you just checked out mentally there, or you realized you were missing the whole time and you just kept going, and that was probably really frustrating. It's just the nature of the beast. We just got to keep going with this. So, but I'm going to give you a little template to practice and show me moving forward. And it's going to be a little bit more work for your dad because he's going to have to shoot 3 separate videos for this. Or I guess you could combine them all into one, but I really want there to be a break for you, kind of, between each one. And basically, it's very simple. I like to use a timer. Grab yourself a timer or something like that. Could be anything that allows you to keep time. It can either count up or it can count down. It doesn't really matter. But here's what you're going to do. So I'm setting this for 1 minute. And it's going to count down. And when it beeps and I see the light going off, I know it's been 1 minute. And I'm going to play that groove, focusing on my rim shot for 1 minute. And I'm going to put myself at 85. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. To hit my timer. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Timer goes off, and I stop playing, turn off my metronome, and then maybe put the sticks down, just take a little rest, maybe think about how that went. So, how did that go for me? It went pretty good. I would say most of them were the type of rim shot that I wanted. They were very rimmy, not too much head, and most of them were very much like all the others. It was very consistent. I did have a few towards the very end that were not consistent. They were actually too much rim, not enough head. There were a couple measures, maybe within the last 15 seconds or so, where they didn't sound like all the other ones. They were not consistent. Okay, so maybe I could have done a little better there. And also using this time, maybe I want to stand up, take a deep breath, maybe stretch out the hands and arms a little bit. Just take a little moment to get away from what you just did. Okay? It only needs to be a minute or two, like literally. And it probably shouldn't be any longer than that, actually. Okay? And then you come back. And you're going to do it again. Turn on your metronome, hit your timer, go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I don't need to demonstrate all that. It's pretty basic, right? But you're going to do it 3 times, okay? So 3 1-minute intervals of rim shot. No more than 1 minute, no less than 1 minute. Okay? And 1 minute, you know, it sounds like a short amount of time, and it is, but 1 minute, if you're really focusing on this and staying in the moment, not getting distracted mentally, as I was just trying to do, it's a workout. You'll be a little tired after it, for the brain mostly. Cool. So that's how I would practice the rim shots from now on. So literally all you're doing is practicing your rim shots for 3 minutes every time you sit down to practice your drums. And obviously there's rest breaks in there, so maybe the whole process takes 10 minutes at the most, right? It's not a lot of time, but the timer makes you focus because you know you only have a minute. And you'll probably end up doing some of these where you get in there and you start playing and then the mind starts to wander and then all of a sudden the timer goes off and you realized you weren't paying attention to what you were doing for the entire minute. That happens to me for sure. So it's so much of a focus thing getting this rim shot together. So cool. So for next week, you're going to show me 3 separate videos. I think that makes sense. 3 separate 1 minute videos of you demonstrating a rim shot. And I would love to hear you give yourself feedback after them too. If you could tell me, like, do a 1 minute interval and then tell me on camera, like, okay, this went well, this could have been better. I hit a bunch of good rim shots in the middle, but towards the end they got messed up, or just give me a quick little analysis of what just happened, right? Because you need to be aware of that. And it would be good to hear it from you so that I know that you're aware of it. And I'd love to hear that after all 3 of them. Okay? Sound good? I think this sort of structure will really help you with your rim shot and take the boredom out of it and maybe take the frustration out of it and probably get you where you need to be faster. Okay? Cool. So that's that for rim shot. The 16th note groove. Cool. So, yes, you are playing it right. So you're at 70. It's super slow, which is fine, because the important thing is that you figured it out and that you're playing it correctly. You're hitting the snare with your right, not your left. So 70 is your 16th note. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and okay. That feels brutally slow to me, but it's okay. If that works for you for right now, good. But the goal here for this week is to speed it up. So you can keep using your click as 16th notes and move it up slowly. So what if we bring it up to, say, 90 as a 16th note? So that's 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and okay. That's still not very fast. I'm going to go up to 120, see what that's like. Okay, so that's starting to get into a range where it actually starts to feel the way it's supposed to feel and sound like a drum beat. So I would say 120 as a minimum for this week. I think you can get there no problem. Just work your way up to it. You may be able to get there faster than you think. You might be able to go from 70 to like 100 pretty easily. And then you could go from 100 to 120 pretty easily. Because that sounds like a big jump, but remember we're interpreting it as 16th notes. So it's actually, it doesn't feel that huge. What if I go up to 140? I like that a lot. 140 feels pretty nice. It's starting to feel much more like a drum groove. So do what you can. I would say, I think 120 is totally doable. Work your way up to it. If you can get to 140, that would be even better. So do your best with that. But it looked good. Everything's working. You're playing it right. So now it's just a matter of getting it up to a speed where it would actually be functioning that way in a piece of music, if that makes sense. Cool. All right. I think that's it for today. So I guess quick review. We're working on 3 things. First is flams. And this week you're going to practice slowly alternating between left-handed flam, right-handed flam, left-handed flam, right-handed flam. And then rim shot, you're going to keep going, but you're working within that new structure that I gave you just now, which is those 3 1-minute intervals. So you're going to show me 3 videos for that this week, and also giving me some sort of verbal analysis of how it went after each one. Groovy. And then, of course, the 16th note groove that we just talked about. Getting that up to 120 as a 16th note for sure. Better yet, 140 if it's not too much. Cool. Alrighty. That'll do it. Hope things are good. See you next time. Bye.